when Farhan spoke to me about the role, I didn't mind it that much, even though he was the actor, because he's a director himself. So it didn't really matter.
Arjun just blew me away. You know, the way he approached the part and the way he made it his own is something that I really enjoyed watching him transform into Joe.
Well, Joe Mascarenhas is, I would put him like a typical Catholic boy, say from Bandra, one of the small fishing villages. And it's very extremely, I think he's the most passionate from all the characters about the music, and that's what he believes in. And he can't compromise in any way. And somewhere that becomes his stumbling block.
Once he was on board, he got himself a spanking new guitar and a good trainer, and he took it up and he was really sincerely doing it. Then there was Luke Kenny, who, you know, again, just a name that comes to mind, and I thought, why not Luke Kenny, you know?
I haven't seen a more wise person than Luke when it comes to, you know, the whole biodata of everybody and every band and what year and which month and, you know, where they went to pee and where they got laid for the first time. So, I mean, he has every detail of every person in a band.
I play a character called Rob, who's the keyboardist of the band Magic in the film, and he's kind of like the, you know, kind of like the backbone of the band. He keeps, you know, all the guys together and focused on the task at hand, which is, you know, music and performing and, you know, songwriting and everything.
There was no one else who fitted. You know, sometimes you're just lucky with it, and he was convinced. And I think in those 10-15 minutes we had him on.
The thin aura of all of us that holds the whole thing together. So it's a good thing, yeah.
Purab's role, I auditioned quite a few people, but I had my eye on Purab. I was pretty sure that he had what it took to play KD. You know, he's playing the drummer in the film, and I was very keen that he spent the next 4-5 months till we began shooting, practicing the drums, and he didn't know anything about the drums.
As you can see, he's just about getting started. He's started on something which is like really elementary and very rudimentary.
I'm Purab Kohli. I play KD in the film Rock On. KD stands for Killer Drummer. It's actually Kedar Zaveri, but he likes to call himself Killer Drummer.
I think I have to eventually learn to understand to play a rhythm. So it's I'm still getting there. I'm far away. But there's time. There's 3 months. I don't know if that's too little or it's too much.
It tells you a lot about the character, the fact that he's the best drummer in the world. He may not be, but he believes that. We met a few drum instructors and we met this man called Lindsay DeMello. He said, what can you play? I said, I can play the march pass drumming, you know that. So he said, okay, play it for me. So I played it with my hand. I played it on my legs and all. And he just looked, and I thought I did a damn good job because I'd practiced for a few days before that to show somebody what I can do on the drums. He looked at me and said, your hands are too stiff.
When he came in here, he was a little bit stiff. He still is a little bit stiff. So we're just working his hands so he gets a little more dexterity.
Okay.
So right now he's doing something that's called single stroke rolls, which is like 1, 2, 1, 2.
And he was like at it every day for 6 months. And when you see him in the film, you know his hard work is paid off.
Well, he's a funny guy. So I enjoyed the script and I enjoyed the writing. I think it's got a lot of things happening in it. Well, this is still the first reading, so there's lots more to go. I think it's going to be an exciting film.
Purab's personality was totally different. Like he's a guy who'd get on with anyone. He just wants to have a good time in life. He wants to play music and he's not that ambitious.
तो एक झटके में इसको यहाँ से ऐसे खींच के निकालेगा and you can reveal it nothing. Otherwise, I'll take a shot at this coming up, फिर एक shot जाएंगे ऊपर पकड़ लिया and then finally धार मारेगा. ऐसे करूँगा तो बहुत मस्ती. हाँ तो वही देखना है तो मस्ती उड़ती दिखी.
I think maybe it's one or two scenes where it was a little difficult for me to understand certain emotions that Kapoor was trying to get about. I think that's really the. I mean, but that's something that every actor goes through with every film. You know, you have to go through that.
In fact, when you see the film and you see them all perform, you'll see all of them doing their stuff, and it looked like a band is like really going crazy.
But of all the people who played the part, I knew that Farhan would hit the right notes as an actor.
I found the process of acting, I mean, not just in this film, but I found it like a very liberating thing. You know, it really, at times, I mean, certain emotions that may be repressed or just memories that you've put away, again, they just like, it all just comes back, you know, you start opening up inside, and it was quite an amazing, cathartic kind of experience almost. Gattu? You know what I mean? Like I'm frankly that really love it.
Eventually, like you're knocked out. You know, I mean, you had a long day, you had a big fight. Magic की कामयाबी में ही तेरी जो कामयाबी थी, मगर तुझे लगा कि तेरे फादर की तरह तुझे साइडलाइन किया जा रहा है. पता था कि यही तो मिला. बुलाए थे ना.
जानता है कि
तू जानता है. It's nice to fluke. And then he can move his hand off also. He thinks to. थोड़ा सा slow चल. तेज जा रहा है.
Arjun just blew me away. You know, the way he approached the part and the way he made it his own is something that I really enjoyed watching him transform into Joe. The thing about rock concerts is, even rock music, is that you've got to see the music, you know, you've got to see them perform to understand the dynamics of a band and how they relate to each other, and when you see it being created in front of you is when you understand and appreciate it so much more. I think music is one form of communication that transcends all barriers. It has no language and it has no cultural space. It just kind of, if it's nice, it just appeals to everyone across the globe. So that's a good language to tell your story.
The last one I did was Tum Ho To, because I needed to practice that most. It was the most difficult song to sing. It being really slow paced, you know, so notes can't waver too much, and you know, like your pitch has to be held at you have to be at the right key for longer periods of time, and also there's that very crazy high part, you know, in it. So just to work a lot, I just kept playing it on my guitar at home and singing along to it. So just get used to the song, just absorb it, because that song is a lot more about feel, you know, than the others. I mean, of course you have to feel the others, but this one it lends itself more to being a lot more because there's no great musical changes or some crazy guitar solo that happens. You know, it's purely about what's being said and the emotion behind how it's being delivered. You know, so that was the toughest one. Singing publicly, I mean, I think the last time I can remember doing it, I mean, at this kind of scale, would be when I used to take part in like musicals in school. You know, that would be it. But I mean, apart from that is primarily either like playing with friends, you know, just playing the guitar, jamming with them.
At a later stage, when he was 12 or 13 years old, I got him a guitar. So he was always, one could see that he has musical talent and he's interested in music.
And I will try to fix you.
Needed to be that happy, you know, it needed to be entertaining because people were coming in seeing. It's like, you know, if you would actually go into a concert, what would you feel with it? You know, so that's where we've kept most of like how the songs have been shot and the rest of the film. I think that was more a call between Jason and Gattu.
after a break. Is that okay? आदमियों को दो बाइक में भेज दोनों तरफ, बीच में से सबको खाली कर दिया, जहाँ पे भी इसका शॉर्ट एंड हो जाए वहाँ पे जाके रोक लगा दे, और जब लॉकअप खोला तो सिंपल पूरा रोड क्लियर, बीच में कोई आएगा ही नहीं। अरे हर फ्रेम में अगर कोई आता गया ना तुम लोग को शाम हो जाएगा तभी भी एक शॉट नहीं मिलेगा।
दिल करता है सड़कों पर जोर से गाऊं।
You know, the film goes back and forth 10 years, and all four of them go through quite a drastic change over 10 years.
Incidentally, let me give you a little bit of trivia. 10 years after is actually a bona fide rock band that existed in the late 60s and early 70s. Okay, the lead guitarist and singer was a guy called Alvin Lee, who still performs solo otherwise. But the concept of 10 years after for the band in the film, yeah, I think it's interesting because it's about lost opportunities and how life always gives you a second chance.
Rock on.
So like Farhan's character he's an investment banker today, and he used to be like crazy poet, lead singer of a band, Vagabond, and so you know there's a whole shift in his personality. And during these 10 years, the reasons that they split up for, and these are there's a chink in his armor. You know, Farhan's character is that of a guy who you look up to, who you admire. You know, he's like an achiever.
This character is not only really about the musician. You know, it's not really only about that. There's a lot more, and like I said, there's an entire aspect to the movie, which is between the relationship between Prachi and myself.
Hi, my name is Prachi, and I'm playing the character of Sakshi Shroff in the film, who's opposite Farhan.
And you can really like seeing a picture of him. We are very happy that you've seen the side of him. And you look like you should be happy to see him this happy. And when you start talking to him, it should be continuation from how happy you've seen him. Just try to forget.